There are a lot of great reasons that folks are taking bridge jobs. Well, what are bridge jobs? I'll just give you a few examples to get the wheels turning, but of course there are so many more bridge jobs that you could explore.
I'm Lisa Harding, ex-EdTech CEO turned certified teacher career coach. It wasn't all that long ago that I was recruiting, interviewing, and hiring teachers for roles in corporate America. Teachers that ended up being some of my all-time best employees. Fast forward through my own career transition, where I left my role as CEO to become a stay-at-home mom, I now work with and empower teachers to transform their lives by turning their once distant career dreams into realities. In this podcast, I give you simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. If you're a burnt-out teacher or simply need a change and you're looking to create a life you love, you're in the right place, friend. Let's get started.
Hi friends, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Classroom. This is Lisa Harding, and I'm here today to help you navigate some of the twists and turns of leaving the classroom and finding your next career. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I think makes a big difference when you are starting out on your career transition and you have a lot of different paths and avenues to take on how you're actually going to fit a career transition into your life. Because I know so many times, especially teachers, are so overwhelmed already. Their plates are teeming over. It's hard to imagine finding the time to put into making a career transition. And I think that's maybe just one of several reasons why some teachers choose to take a bridge job as they look for their new career path. Maybe it gives them more time and flexibility to put into the career change process. And there's other teachers I work with that end up taking a bridge job because they truly cannot take another month, another year, maybe another day in the classroom. And they're looking for something that is a quicker change than going through the whole career change process. So let me break it down today. We're going to talk about the differences between a bridge job and a career path, and maybe help you decide if taking a bridge job may or may not be right for you, and then how to move forward into finding a career path. So if you aren't familiar with the term bridge job, it's basically a temporary stop on your career journey. It's something that's designed to be short term that will just get you to the next big thing. It's definitely not your dream job, and it's not meant to be. You can think of it as a chance to keep things moving without feeling stuck. Now, there are some folks who are privileged in the position where they can actually just stop working for a while. But for the average person, I would lean to say that you need some sort of income coming in, and this is where a bridge job can fit. Now, career path, on the other hand, is a much more intentional move. It's aligned with your long-term goals. It's something where you can see a long-term path. There's going to be career growth and potential, and you're going to be figuring out a role or industry that really is aligned with your core skills and values. It definitely requires a lot more planning and sometimes waiting so that you can find that perfect opportunity. Now, I know some concerns that folks have when they are looking for a new career. They need the salary to be at a certain level, and they know that they need benefits. And I believe that teachers can find those career paths, but just keep in mind that bridge jobs aren't designed to meet your salary expectations or your benefit requirements. So sometimes, and probably in most cases, a bridge job is not going to meet you where you need to be. And it really is designed to be temporary, but you can't let those negatives of a bridge job make you feel like you're never going to find those things in a career path. These are just two totally different opportunities, and they're there to serve different reasons. Now, I go into this a lot more, and we talk about identifying your core skills and value, your transferable skills, and aligning those to a career path in a free coaching call I have. So I'll drop that in the show notes. It's called How to Start Your Career Transition. So if you are at the very beginning of your career change process, that could be a really great resource that goes much more in depth than what we can cover here on the podcast. So going back to bridge jobs, when might you consider this? Well, if you feel like you need to get out of your situation, but you have to pay bills and you can't afford to just take time off. I also see a lot of teachers go into bridge jobs when they feel so burnt out that they need time to recharge, but they still want to put part-time work in, or they want to be in a lower stress environment. For teachers that are trying to build a new skill set. So a bridge job could also be a lower level, entry-level position that's going to build skills that will allow them to enter a new career field. Or maybe it's just a chance to take a step away from the classroom and figure everything out. Now, for many people, the bridge job is not the ultimate goal, but I do want to have a caveat that for some folks, depending on their situation, they find a bridge job and it ends up working for them. I work with a lot of teachers that are more towards retirement versus the beginning of their career, and sometimes at the end, a bridge job is really all they need. And even teachers that retire from teaching that still want to do something end up finding a bridge job. So I do think that we need to kind of have a quick reality check, because a lot of people see bridge jobs as failures because they're not meeting the same salary or they're not getting the benefits they want. But this is not true at all. Taking a bridge job isn't settling. In fact, it's actually a strategic move that allows you to have more flexibility to plan your next steps with more mental clarity and peace of mind. Making a career transition is not easy, and it's even harder if you're in a toxic work environment, or you're stressed all the time, or you're feeling burnt out. So there are a lot of great reasons that folks are taking bridge jobs. So the next question you might have is, well, what are bridge jobs? So I'll just give you a few examples to get the wheels turning, but of course there are so many more bridge jobs that you could explore. Some of the most popular ones that you probably have already thought about are substitute teaching or part-time tutoring. And as I go through this list of example bridge jobs, you'll also see, I think just by the types of jobs, why some folks who are in bridge jobs actually have more than one job at a time. They might substitute teach during the day a few days a week. They have a few families that they do part-time tutoring with. And so you can have a couple different things going on at once, and it often makes your life a lot more flexible, and definitely lower stress. Some other great examples are customer service roles or retail roles. I know there's some popular TikToks or Instagrams of teachers that go on to work at Costco. So I think that, that's a fun and interesting idea. There's a lot of administrative roles just around your community. Think like front desk worker, receptionist, data entry, and there's also freelance work. So these would be consulting gigs that you could take that are temporary. Maybe you're an excellent writer, or your editing skills, or maybe you're bilingual. You can look for part-time consulting work. And you can find those on the job boards. You can find them in your local communities if you're networking and talking to folks. So there are a lot of different avenues to explore. Another one that a teacher recently told me about is being a nanny, which I think, of course, is such a natural transition. You love working with children, and I feel like, as a family with young children that at one time considered if a nanny could possibly be an option for us, one of the big concerns is, what's the person's background and how do they work with children? And anytime I saw a nanny application from a teacher, for me, it put them to the top of the list. And there's also, maybe in more affluent neighborhoods or areas, there are some folks that hire house managers, and there was a teacher that became a house manager, and she thought it was going to be her bridge job, and she ended up staying there. So there's lots of different avenues to explore, but again, just keep in mind, it may not be your dream job. It may not be the salary that you're wanting long term or provide the benefits, but it could be there for you when you feel like you need something else. Another thing to consider is temp work. So there are temp agencies that will dole out temporary jobs, and teachers can get into that and go from one temp job to another. Again, it's not stable. It's not your long-term career, but it could be a great bridge job for you. So how do you know if a bridge job may be right for you?
Today's episode is sponsored by the Teacher Career Transition Academy. Are you eager to explore new possibilities but find yourself unsure of where to start? Look no further than our Teacher Career Directory. Available for free, this comprehensive resource features over 200 careers tailored for transitioning teachers. Dive into detailed insights including average U.S. salary ranges, occupational outlooks, and even a personalized skills and interests inventory. Download now at teachercareertransitionacademy.com/directory. I'll also drop the link in the show notes of this episode. So don't miss out and claim your free directory today at teachercareertransitionacademy.com/directory. So how do you know if a bridge job may be right for you? Well, it's definitely not right for everyone, and a lot of teachers enjoy staying in the classroom while they're doing their career search. And I think it's the case for many folks that they stay with what they know, they're in a stable place, and they work their career transition around their current schedule. And that is a great path to take if that's right for you. But I think one thing that's important is to realize that everyone is working towards the same goal, but everyone that's going through this has a different path, and that's totally fine. There are some people that have the privilege of not working at all because they're able to rely on a spouse or a family member. So every situation is so different, and you can't compare yourself to anyone else going through this. But if you're wondering to yourself, is a bridge job right for me? A couple questions you can ask yourself, am I feeling extremely overwhelmed and burnt out? If yes, a bridge job might give you the space you need. Do I need income right now? If you can't wait for the perfect opportunity and you can't handle the classroom, but you can't go without any income, then that might be a good step for you. Do I know what I want to do next? If the answer is not yet, a bridge job does buy you time to explore and figure out what career path might be next. But you can also explore and do that while staying teaching. Another thing I didn't mention that I think is worth bringing up is that when you're going through a career transition, I do always recommend just consider jobs and roles in your school or district as your next career. And maybe you know that you want to get out of education, so maybe a district job or a different job at your school is not your next career path, but maybe it's your bridge job. Because those may be equally related to your pay or maybe not, depending on the job, but you may be able to keep over your benefits, and it would get you out of the classroom doing something else. So always take a peek at your district website, your neighboring schools, whether you maybe get into being a librarian or an instructional coach or even a school secretary or a position at the district office. Those are good places to look with that mentality that this is just a bridge job. Okay, so bridge jobs are great, but eventually you're going to want to move towards a career path that aligns with your long-term goals. And that brings us to what a career path is. Just like a bridge job, not every career path will look the same. And, again, I'll go back to that free coaching session I mentioned. We really dive into exploring what your core skills are. And those are things that are unique to you. So we all know that teachers, regardless of what you teach, have a broad range of transferable skills. And in that coaching call, I give you a list of 25 of your top transferable skills. But we go through exercises that help you identify your unique core skills. And then you identify your unique values and you line everything up. And then that's where you focus your energy on finding a career path. And so you go into your career exploration process, you explore careers, you do research, and that can get you moving towards your career path. Again, if you feel like that area is where you need some help or you could use guidance, definitely check out that coaching session. So as we wrap up today's podcast episode, whether you take a bridge job or you jump straight into a new career, I just want you to remember, friends, that there is no wrong way to make this career transition. The important thing is to move forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. Remember that your career and your career transition doesn't need to look like everybody else's. And it's going to be unique to you. It's a path. There's going to be twists and turns. And no matter what path
where that path takes you, if you're moving forward, you're getting closer to where you want to be. So remember, friends, the journey is just the beginning. Embrace the adventure, and I'll see you on a podcast episode soon.